Hello, this is Mr. Lowry, and today's objective again is 3.10a. We will use critical inquiry to analyze nonfiction text by explaining the author's purpose and message within the text. So again, we're talking about author's purpose. It's the author's reason for writing a story or a text. Again, usually when it's fiction, it's to entertain the reader with a story that has some kind of theme or lesson to be learned at the end. And when it's nonfiction, it's usually just to give you information about a specific topic. Sometimes you can see articles where the author is trying to persuade you to do something. So again, the author's purpose is their reason for writing a story or text. So just think, what is the main idea of the text? What does the author want you to know? What does the author want you to feel after reading? And then last time I went over, how to find the topic and then see what the author's purpose is. Like for instance, when there's an article here, the topic is elephants. And you can tell that the author's purpose is just to give you information about elephants. On this one, the author's purpose was the topic, of course, is chocolate chip cookies. And the author's purpose is to get you to try making chocolate chip cookies. This one, it's easy to tell the author's purpose with the ingredients and the pictures that they're showing you how to make pizza. The author wants you to make pizza. And in this one, again, the author's purpose, they're showing you steps and directions how to tie your shoe. So in this case, the author's purpose is to teach the reader how to tie shoes. I believe I went over this one last time too. We have pictures of telephones here. They show how phones have changed over the years. This is the way they look like when Mr. Lowry was a kid. Then when Mr. Lowry was a teenager, we had a cordless phone. And then nowadays we have, I also had a flip phone when I was in college. And then finally we had smartphones. Actually, probably a flip phone when I first started teaching. So the author's purpose for this article was to teach the reader about how phones have changed over the years. They started off with these things connected to the wall, then they were cordless, and now we have the phones that we have today that we can do all kinds of other things with because they're basically computers. When you had the article about the bees, when you read the first article, it's easy to tell that the author's purpose is to tell people about how important bees are to life on Earth. As I say here, let me change to the cursor. Bees help plants make food for people and animals. Because of this, bees are very important to life on Earth. Sadly, scientists have discovered that many bees are dying. This problem has been going on for years. If it continues, there might not be any bees left on Earth one day. Because bees are so important to plants, people, and animals, humans should work together to save them. So you can see a few things. The author's purpose is to tell you about how important bees are, and they also want people to work together so they can save them so we don't have to live in a world without bees. And then if I go to the last paragraph of that same article, I can see this again. They sum it up by saying, some people think bees are scary. However, it is much scarier to think of a world without them. If we protect open land and stop using so many pesticides on crops, we can avoid that world. Humans and bees must continue to live together peacefully. So the author wants people to help protect the bees so they do not go extinct. You're going to read this article that's called No Cars Allowed, and it's about Mackinac Island. When you answer the questions on the Google form, my first question is explain the author's purpose for writing this article. Don't try to answer this question just after the first paragraph, because again, the first paragraph and the first paragraph and the last paragraph of this article really tell you what the author's purpose is. As the last paragraph says, Mackinac Island, or Mackinac, I believe you pronounce it, is a fun place to visit in any season, but leave your car on the mainland and don't forget to try the fudge. And then when you read the first paragraph, Mackinac, pronounced Mackinac, I guess it says there, Mackinac Island is a small island off the state of Michigan's coast. One rule on the island is unique. No cars or trucks are allowed. Instead, people walk or ride bikes. Sometimes they ride in a wagon behind a horse. Cars and trucks are only allowed for city workers. Again, make sure you read all of the paragraphs there. There's one word here, custom, that you may not know, but here on the side they actually give you the definition for the word custom. It's just a noun that means a group of people's way of doing things. And that's all I got for you. Make sure you answer the questions in complete sentences when you need to. I think number 3 is the one about the popular custom. You don't actually have to write a sentence there to answer that one. That's all I have for you. Appreciate you listening to and watching my video. See you next time. Goodbye.